Hello, dear soul, and welcome to the Lightbearer's Library. In today's journal entry, I want to talk about how we can use our imaginations to get out of the worry trap. You know, those times when we just get stuck in the loop of worry and we just can't get out? Sometimes we need to use our imagination. And in this journal entry, I want to talk about why Harry Potter's Patronus charm might just be our way out. So, before I get to that, I want to talk about how just generally when we're stuck in those worries, we want to try and shift our mental mind thought patterns. We want to stop putting our focus and attention on those worries, and we want to move them towards something that's really good in our life. So kind of think about things that are going well. Maybe you have a wonderful project. Maybe it's your pet. Maybe there's something in your life that just really brings you joy. Or maybe it was a delicious meal that you had that day, and you can get into your imagination and just be grateful and get at that sense of enthusiasm and joy that whatever that thing is that is going well for you in your life. And if you're in that state where you're like, nothing's going wrong with my life, oh, it's all gone horribly wrong. It's like, okay. Here's the thing. There's always something in our past that has gone swimmingly well, right? So then change your perspective and go into your past memories and find something that really brings you a lot of energy and joy, and it's a happy memory, right? And this should be a memory that changes your physical and mental chemistry. You can feel it when you're in worry. There's tenseness in your shoulders, tightness in your belly, maybe. It's just so this memory should change your body. It should soften your shoulders, soften your tummy, soften your neck, and just make your brain feel a bit more soft and fuzzy, right? And this is where Harry Potter's Patronus charm comes in. If you've watched the movie or read the book, you know that when he first starts learning about the Patronus charm from Professor Lupin, Lupin asks him to think of a happy memory. And the first memory that Harry uses is the first time he got on a broom and how happy that made him. But when he first uses that happy memory to try and create the Patronus charm, it doesn't work because it's not a happy enough memory. It doesn't change his whole physiological body and mind. So Lupin has him think, he's like, that's not near good enough. So he says, you need to think of something else. So what does Harry think of? He thinks of, it's sort of an intangible memory of feeling the love of his parents. So that's what I mean by a memory that changes our chemistry, that would potentially create a Patronus charm. So that's the kind of memory we want to get out of our worry cycles. The other thing that has worked for me from being a small child, and I often come back to, is, and it used to be right before sleep, because I know sometimes when we're laying in bed trying to sleep, the worries can go round and round. And then we get on, maybe we want to get on our phone, or, we do things that maybe don't actually help us to get to sleep, sleep is really nourishing for our brain and body, right? So what I used to do is I would imagine I was standing in a field and there was this wonderful hot air balloon, and it was always red. So you can pick whatever your favorite color is, make your balloon a big hot air balloon. And then what I'd do is I'd think about all the things I was worried about, my friends and, my upcoming tests or whatever it is that those were things I was worried about as a kid, but whatever you're currently worried about, it could be as big as like world stuff or your own personal stuff. Put it all in the basket of the hot air balloon. I think about it like a wicker basket. So imagine using our imagination, build this scene of a field with a hot air balloon, put all the worries in, and then just let the hot air balloon rise up and imagine this hot air balloon going up and up and up, and watch it as it gets smaller and smaller, and feel all those worries just disappearing up into the sky. There you go. That's my hot air balloon thing. And lastly, this takes a bit more imagination, but I think it's really worthwhile because it's been something I've been playing with for the last 6 months, and it's been really, really useful when I've been worried and trying to go to sleep. I have started to create in my mind this imaginary place that I can go to that is beautiful, that is peaceful, that is calm, and it's only mine. It's like, I like to think about it. When I was a kid, I read The Secret Garden. I loved that book, and it's kind of like that. It's my own secret garden that I go into in my mind, and no worries allowed in there. It's just everything is perfect. And so I would offer that to you as something that you could, even just start writing about, before you start building it in your mind. What would be in that perfect place? It might be somewhere where you've been in your life that is perfect, by a lakeside cabin or whatever that might be, on a sailboat, and just start building this wonderful place in your mind, and then you can go there before sleep and just I just fall asleep in my imaginary in my imaginary secret garden. Well, those are the ways that I've come up with to use my imagination to get out of the worry loop. So I would love to hear from you if you have ways that you've used your imagination to get out of this worry loop. Please leave me a comment if you're feeling brave. I would love to know what it is that you do. Give me a thumbs up if you're not feeling quite brave enough to comment, and please subscribe to the Lightbearers Library. I love talking about all things about how we can live full, worry-free lives. Okay, sending you many, many blessings. XOXO, Kate.